This is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. The Federal Black Lung Disability Fund is deeply indebted. For minors and their widows using it, it's where they get their benefits and health insurance. We've brought you this story before, but as major coal producers file for bankruptcy, most recently with Murray Energy, the fund continues to risk bearing the brunt of financial responsibility. Tonight we break down the relationship between the coal companies filing for bankruptcy and that impact on the fund. To start off, let's break down how the fund works. The Black Lung Disability Fund gets its money from a coal tax. Originally, that was $1.10 for every ton of underground coal and 55 cents for each ton of surface coal. Those taxes, though, have been cut in half, sending the fund into further debt. It's not gone without protest in Washington.
Well, it would be thousands of people would be impacted.
Experts estimate it's nearly $1 billion in debt. Roughly 90% of miners or their widows receive their black lung benefits from coal or insurance companies themselves. The other 10% receive the benefits through the fund.
And particularly that fund covers benefits for coal companies that are no longer in existence or there's no insurance coverage.
But as coal companies file for bankruptcy, more miners may be directed to that federal fund, which we mentioned is struggling.
We handle a number of cases in which the only possible responsible entity is the federal government.
Wes Addington is the executive director of the Appalachian Citizens Law Center in Whitesburg. He represents those with black lung.
We don't necessarily know at the beginning of that bankruptcy whether they'll come out of the bankruptcy and still have the obligation to cover those black lung benefits.
Bankruptcies can often mean restructuring of a company, Addington says. In an instance like that, they still may be responsible for paying their black lung benefits. Sometimes, though, that's not the case.
If it's a complete liquidation sale, then often the benefits will be transferred to the federal government.
With a big coal producer, that could mean thousands of people collecting benefits get transferred to that fund. Again, a fund that's already in debt. Addington goes on to say, for those collecting from the fund, don't be worried yet, but keep an eye on the issue.
You know, benefits are continuing, but if the fund keeps going deeper into debt, there's a risk that Congress could decide that they're going to cut benefits or make it more difficult for miners to get black lung benefits.
Now, if you want to voice your concerns, Addington recommends calling your local legislators about restoring the original tax.
Overall, it wasn't a bad day here in the mountains. We've seen that mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. Those temperatures a little bit on the warmer side. We're a little bit above that average. 58 for the high today at Jackson, usually right near 55 for this time of year. But hey, none of us complaining. And looking at that low this morning into the upper 30s, we're right there on the money near that average. Satellite and radar showing those scattered rain chances we've kind of seen on and off throughout the evening. Those look to increase though as we head into tonight. So scanning the skies now, not too bad. A few scattered rain chances down if you're looking maybe into parts of Bell County, but mostly down into parts of Tennessee and a little bit over into Virginia. Temperatures, well, they're still on the warmer side. That cloud cover out there acting like a thermal blanket. Temperatures are anywhere from those mid to upper 50s. Some spots still in the 60s if you're looking into Prestonsburg, Hazard, and even down into Monticello. So most of us really only staying into about the mid to upper 40s. We won't see those temperatures drop too much tonight due to that cloud cover. Scattered rain chances, though, really increase late tonight, especially as we head into early on your Friday morning. So be waking up to those soggy conditions on your Friday. That looks to continue a little bit into the weekend. Cooler temperatures return this weekend as well. Then we'll get a nice rain break before Turkey Day. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Paige. Well, you may have seen it on Facebook. Kentucky State Police are investigating a possible case of animal abuse. A rescue center in Frankfort posted pictures of a dog they believe was actually sexually assaulted. Police are waiting on examination results and other factors to determine if the animal was abused or just injured.
If there's anything that arises or any details that come about that show that this dog was criminally assaulted or contacted, then the appropriate charges will be filed.
Police have interviewed the person suspected of the abuse. They say he is fully cooperating, but at this time, there's no reason to file charges. Well, a stay in Washington, D.C. last year by Governor Bevin could be the latest piece in two cases alleging President Trump violated a constitutional clause. During a trip, Governor Bevin stayed at the president's D.C. hotel. The Washington Post reports that the nearly $700 bill was initially paid for by Kentucky taxpayers before the state's Republican Party reimbursed the Commonwealth. Both federal court cases allege the president violated a clause blocking the president from accepting payments from states. Attorneys for the president argue the clause does not bar him from accepting market rate hotel room payments. Governor Bevin, the Kentucky Republican Party, and lawmakers for the president did not respond for comment on the Washington Post story. Well, a homework assignment at one southern Kentucky school has some parents crying foul. Students at London Elementary were given a worksheet asking students to circle pictures of certain words described. Parents say what's disturbing is how they were asked to describe what the word fat meant. What shocked and angered parent Laura Lewis is the fact that the worksheet used the images of a girl to describe fat.
And I had to explain to her that it was body shaming. Even if it was a skinny girl, or the example for skinny, I feel like that would still be body shaming that person because some people don't want to be called that.
Laurel County school officials released a statement saying no parents have contacted them because of this, but because of it, they are reviewing their curriculum. Well, Mountain Parkway's Restaurant Row project in Salyersville is now open to traffic. The purpose of the expansion is to create a safer and wider highway to improve travel between eastern, western, and central Kentucky. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked with those who are happy the construction is over.
After a 3-year wait, the expansion of Restaurant Row on the Mountain Parkway in Magoffin County is now complete.
I was here before they started it, and finally when they finished it, I'm still here.
We are majorly excited, and the cones are all gone, and we're like, it's open.
Drivers traveling along the parkway can now use the full 4 lanes of the stretch of the road. And businesses like Dairy Queen can now see a steady flow coming back to their operations.
Well, for us to have our customers to be able to flow in and out without the flow, the uneven flow is very excited.
Designing a safer experience for drivers was a primary focus.
Before it was the 3 lanes, 2 lanes with the turning lane, and there was no lights or anything through there.
Often causing tourists to pass restaurants and gas stations, traffic lights were added to separate local traffic.
We want the businesses to be used. We don't want people just zipping on by.
Wanting people to stop and see how far Magoffin County has come since a tornado hit in 2012.
We've finally gotten that portion done, and we've healed, and now it's time to grow.
Sidewalks along the parkway also encourage people to walk or run as part of a nationwide trend to get out and be active. In Magoffin County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Those who frequently travel the Mountain Parkway tell WYMT they are happy to not sit in traffic any longer than necessary. Well, Kimberly Akers pleaded guilty today to her role in the 2017 death of Heidi Hamilton. Akers drove under the influence, causing a crash that resulted in Heidi's death. Heidi's family came to the plea hearing today to ask the judge to allow Akers to enter treatment instead of incarceration as she awaits her February sentencing. They say it is about second chances and awareness.
You don't think much about people out on the roads drinking and driving, and a lot of times people don't take it serious. But it's a very serious thing.
Tackett is now involved with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving program and has helped plan a candlelight vigil for others who have experienced what her family is going through. For more information on that, you can visit our website. Well, the London Laurel County Crime Stoppers are offering a $4,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest for a tractor theft last Friday. Police say a tractor was stolen from a home around the 16th Street area early Friday morning. That tractor was seen on the Kentucky Highway 192 roadway shortly after 4 o'clock. That tractor was found near North Laurel Middle School after running out of gas, but no one was inside and there are no suspects as of right now.
We feel like somebody out there has some information on this or has heard something on it, and if they'll let us know, they can remain anonymous, and we'll get them the money and we'll go get the bad guys.
If anyone has information, you're asked to call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. For those in need, food can be hard to come by, especially in the winter months. With Love from Harlan is trying to make food more accessible with their blessing boxes. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked to Ashley Bledsoe about the impact they have on the community.
2 summers ago,
we see a need for food all the time.
With Love from Harlan, noticed children were missing meals.
When the kids are out of school and when they're in the parks, when they're able to travel around and have a little bit more freedom when they're not at home.
So they started these blessing boxes that are sponsored by people in the community.
So that way we know that that box will be taken care of, because what's the point of there being a box there and that box staying empty?
The boxes hold any type of non-perishable food.
You can do any type of ready-to-eat item, or you can put in macaroni and cheese, green beans, corn.
And the need increases around the holidays.
That really dips into people's pockets, and it's either do you have electric and heat, or do you have food to eat?
They have people on the lookout to make sure the boxes are never lacking.
If a box is leaning, or if a box is empty, or if they've noticed a lot of children around the box, we'll get a lot of Facebook messages, or we'll have people call us and just let us know.
And even the pets aren't left out, making sure man's best friend doesn't go hungry.
Their animals is their family, especially if you're alone and that little dog is the only family you have. You want to make sure that it eats too.
Hoping to be a blessing to the community. In Harlan County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
With Love from Harlan has 16 blessing boxes and 20 more are sponsored by the community. A list of blessing box locations is on With Love from Harlan's Facebook page. Well, coming up at 11, Israel's prime minister is in hot water charged with corruption. Here's what prosecutors have to say.
And rain chances will increase as we head into your Friday, but how long will they stick around? I'll have those details coming up.